Oh, hey guys. RuthAnn Thompson here of GeekChic Promotions, and I'm here with special guest Tackett.
Hey,
what's up, Brian?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, so we are live from MomoCon, not specifically the show floor because it is super loud there, but we're back up in the hotel.
Really crowded.
Really crowded.
I was surprised at how many people showed up. We're in MomoCon's in Atlanta, and I didn't realize that there was such a big anime culture in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see.
Yeah, it's really, the costumes have been incredible. Everything has been awesome. The panels, the show floor is amazing. Definitely been nerding out down there.
It's been a really fun convention, actually.
Yeah.
Everybody's been really, really cool. There's an anime rave tonight that we may or may not be going.
We're definitely going.
Yeah,
we're definitely
for sure going.
For sure.
For sure.
So yeah, we want to chat with you because I know Tuesday I had to miss, and also our Nerd Rage we've had to miss as well. So we want to hang out with you guys today and discuss Deadpool.
Ooh.
So if you guys have not seen Deadpool yet, number two.
Yep.
Hey, you talk, give me two. If you haven't seen 2 yet, then jump off the stream because we're going to talk about it, and there's so many wonderful things that happen in it, and we don't want to spoil it for you, but we're about to spoil the shit out of it. So, yes. All right, so Deadpool. Walking into it, I wasn't quite sure what to expect because the marketing was incredible.
I didn't think anything would top the marketing for the first one.
Yeah.
Did you see the Celine Dion music video? Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is brilliant. Not only is it Celine Dion, so it's an amazing song, but having Deadpool show up in heels and dance.
And it's actually a famous dancer that's actually in the suit that's doing that.
Yeah, it's a guy, right?
Yeah, it's a guy, world famous dancer, and it's incredible. And so between that and like how they kept saying, you know, not to overplay it because they want to like keep it on the DL. It's not gonna be the first one, so we're just gonna manage expectations, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, see, and that's how I felt going into this. It's like the first one was such like not necessarily like a surprise success, especially if you're in the comic book world. And you know Ryan Reynolds, you knew he was destined for that role. But the first one was so big and so effective, so well done. I always get nervous when there's a sequel directly after, especially when it's a comedy. For some reason, comedy sequels are a little harder to do.
Usually it just feels like they're doing the same movie again, just with slightly different like it's like they just rehash the same exact jokes again.
Yes, which you get a little bit of that in this, but it never felt like rehashing. It was effective.
Yeah. The only thing that made me nervous is in the marketing they kept saying this is a family movie.
Right.
And I was like, but it's still rated R, right? Like, I still want that perfect amount of violence and, like, cursing and all that.
Yeah. Were there rumors early on that it could possibly be PG-13?
Yes, there was rumors about that. But yeah, so that's the thing that was confusing and kind of worrying for me going into it. I don't know about you guys. Let us know. We can see your comments. So comment and say hi.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my only concern is that it kept saying it was a family movie. But then when you watch it, it is a very different movie. Like
than the first one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I still like the first one more, but this one was still super fun.
I have been saying to people that I personally feel like I still enjoyed Deadpool 1 more, I think. But the story for Deadpool 1 was kind of cookie cutter. Not necessarily in a bad way. You don't...
It was an origin story.
It was an origin story.
Yeah.
It kind of happened exactly the way you would expect. It was very, very well done, very effective. I still enjoyed the first one a little bit more than this one. However, I do think that the script for the second one was a little more in-depth. I think it was a better story. There were way more characters.
Way more action. There's
way
a lot
more action.
Yeah.
There was so much action. And the jokes hit, man. There wasn't not a single joke or time in this film where I was like, that didn't really work.
That didn't land
out of the park
every
single time. Also, I think we already discussed this, but you knew, I don't know if you guys saw this, Ryan Reynolds actually got a writing credit on this one.
He did. I thought that was really interesting. I'd love to like hear more about that of like the
I wonder
whole
if he
process.
had, I'm sure he had a say so, because at this point Deadpool's become his baby. He is Deadpool. But I wonder if they gave him a writing credit because he improvised a lot of the jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that a lot of times you'll get a writing credit for things like that. Or if it was he actually went into the writer's room with everyone. He's like, I have an idea for where I want this to go, and he actually helped kind of mold the narrative.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I wonder if it's actually more of that situation because I know like it was him. Was it him or somebody else that was talking about the whole Celine Dion thing? And it was Ryan Reynolds' idea to reach out to Celine Dion.
Oh, really?
For that
Nice.
spot, yeah, and to do the song as well because they picked out the song for the movie, and then we're like, who should sing it? And he's like, well, since I'm Canadian, it should be Celine Dion. Celine. So yeah, I'd be interested if anybody, because I feel like there's some people who watch this who know the exact answer to that, of who wrote, like, or how the writing process worked. That
how it was divided up.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into it. So pretty much right off the bat,
we had that great storytelling thing of him killing himself, essentially
right,
blowing himself up,
and we lose our main love interest right at the beginning of the film, you know, and right at the beginning, which kind of sets up kind of Deadpool's like mindset for this film, you know.
How did you feel about his reaction of her getting killed? Do you know what I mean? Because like it happens in comic book movies all the time. In comic books, a lot of movies
he had
all the time.
his no moment.
Like and it was very different because I liked the way that he killed the final villain.
Mm-hmm.
Of like it was almost because he.
You mean the guy that killed his lady?
Yeah. Because it was that moment of him still wishing that he would die with her, because he kept mentioning the fact that there's still one asshole that I need to get who killed her, and that's me. Mm-hmm. And the way he like hugged him and then like just jumped in front of the moving truck.
I thought all that was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I thought it was super impactful. When he's holding her, it breaks her heart. They did such a good job of developing that relationship in the first one, and not making it so. It's obviously very romantic, but it's very silly and fun, and I think people connect to that more when they think about like relationships. Because when you're in a relationship with someone, it's not always just like the lovey-dovey BS. Like you have fun and you joke and you have these inside kind of things, and they did that so well in the first, and it carried over into the second one. They brought back some of the other jokes, and you know, with like the strap-on bit and things like that. So when she dies, you actually like this person because she's made you laugh. I've always said that I think if someone can make you laugh, then they can make you cry. You know what I mean?
That's a really good point.
And she makes you laugh. You love her, and then and you love Deadpool because he's so silly and fun. And when you see her taken away from him,
with the cops outside, I'm like, they found us.
So I think it was super impactful. And you see this very tough, like very silly. Like superhero, and you see him break and cry. The one thing he loved in this world gets taken away.
He's so perfect for her.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like, with his crazy personality, it seems like there would be no other match for him except for her and her wildness and her sense of humor.
Yep.
And
well, she went in prime example in the first one when they first meet at the bar, and they have that back and forth thing about like their issues and like who had the worst life. Like that little.
And they step it up at and they have the same sense of humor.
And immediately connection. Like that is the perfect woman for him. And she was taken, and now he's that. It makes you think like what's worse, you know, being killed or having to live, being forced to live, not being able to die with like immense guilt and stuff like that.
I love how they would do any time where he was trying to die or going unconscious and like almost crossing the veil of mortality, and she's just there, and like I love the portrayal of that.
It's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking, and it's so, and like the way she would just like kind of give him little cryptic things to say, and it was very good. And then everybody else in this movie, the new characters, the original characters from the first one were incredible. Like the addition of Domino, we were talking about that. Like the whole
Domino
thing
was great.
Yeah, of doing the LinkedIn. So you get Steve, right? It was Steve with a
That's
mustache.
so funny. They introduce all these characters. You know, they have Terry Crews.
Yes.
Who was probably on set for like a day and a half. Maybe. Terry Crews. You had all these great characters, and they kill them off.
Yeah, and it's in the trailer. Like they're hard in the trailer.
You really think that they're all gonna be there, at least for the big third act final fight? They get killed off immediately.
Which is even funnier because like it's just like it's a suicide mission, and the whole thing of the wind. Like who told you about the wind?
Yep.
Like everybody knew about the wind.
Yeah, but going back to Domino, I think she obviously Domino is Deadpool's like sidekick.
Yeah.
You know, or
now is it just me or did some of the original photos that came out with her have one eye with the black, and then when the movie came out, it was actually one eye with the white? Am I crazy?
I don't remember. I do know.
Because I remember some of the original photos that came out of her of like her design.
Yeah.
I feel like it was black around one eye.
That sounds right.
Right?
Yeah, they may have tried it, maybe it just didn't look right.
Yeah,
too much.
I loved what they did with it.
It was subtle
where they made it look like, I can't remember, there's a name for that skin condition, but it's just over one eye, and it actually changed her eye.
That's true.
It changed her eye color slightly too. I can't remember what that's called. If you guys remember, comment. It's like what that skin condition looked, but it looked kind of realistic, as silly
like
as
it was like almost like a birthmark or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, she was great. She was used the perfect amount. You know, it would be very easy for them to really try to shove that character down our throat.
Yeah.
Because she is cool and she's very well known and everything, but it wasn't her time yet. She had to show up. She had a very specific purpose, and they executed it.
I feel like it's very cinematic. It's not very cinematic. Yes, it is. No, it's not cinematic at all.
Yeah, she stood her own. Anytime. That's a trick, too, with a film like this, I feel like, is with a character who's so loved and so, like, out there and so funny, and he basically just runs the show, like Deadpool. Like, it's hard to find other characters that can go toe-to-toe with him without taking away from him or seem like you're trying too hard.
Yeah,
and
she never tried to prove it. Like, that's the thing, too. She's just like, no, it is. And she didn't, like, show it. She just, like, you know, obviously she showed it when she had, like, her power would activate and all the crazy stuff would happen. But, like, even in that interview, she wasn't like, well, watch this or, like, do this. And she's like, no, I just am. I'm lucky. It's awesome.
She was great. We're kind of bouncing all over the place, but to keep with the theme of, like, characters introduced,
Cable.
Josh Brolin, yeah.
Cable. So good.
Oh my God.
So
just
many
a
good parts.
force. He is a force. He effortlessly just is plowing through everyone he comes into contact with in Deadpool himself. And
he taking out the chapstick and
yeah, but he still
remind me of my wife.
He had great moments like that. He wasn't just a cookie cutter villain.
Because he wasn't a villain.
He wasn't, and it's kind of the same thing that you could argue for his Thanos. You know, speaking of Josh Brolin, that dude has had the best month.
Yeah, that's an amazing month to have.
Spearheading the transition of the Marvel universe from phase 2 to 3. Yeah, he's spearheading that. He's arguably the best Marvel villain we've had. Him and Killmonger probably are the two best Marvel villains we've had.
Yep.
I think I like Thanos more than Killmonger. Killmonger was really, really cool, but Thanos I think was still a better villain.
The only problem I have with Thanos, and it's not the last movie's fault, and it's also not Josh Brolin's fault, is just the how different Thanos was in all of the
comics.
Not the comics. Because in so many of the Marvel movies leading up to this, we've had snippets of Thanos in the after credits scenes.
Oh, you mean physically how different he was?
Physically, but also what he's doing, because there was X amount of I can't even remember how many long ago it was where he's like, all right, I'll have to do it myself, and it was like, we had 3 more movies. What you doing? But I mean, other than that,
well, he had to. You figure he had to. Oh, that's when he actually gets the gauntlet. He says that line, right?
Yep.
And it didn't have a stone on it yet.
Nope.
No. He's hunting down the other stone.
No, and it's like I said, it's not. It's a very small, stupid gripe to have. But I don't know. That's
I feel
a good
like
question. I think I like Killmonger more. Just
do you really? Both great villains, but either way, he's one of the best Marvel villains we've ever had. And then he does a repeat performance, not repeat as in he gave the same performance, but he delivers a completely
different character. Yeah.
But just as great. I mean, between Cable and Thanos, I think I like Cable even more. He was so badass.
I agree.
I remember I had a Cable action figure growing up. I remember Cable from the animated series, the X-Men animated series. Always really, really cool. It's a cool design. But outside of just kind of looking cool on an action figure, and he never really resonated with me.
Yeah, it was hard to click with him at all.
This guy from the future. The coolest thing about him was that he was Cyclops' kid.
Yeah.
But I don't remember being that interested in him. If I was a kid when Deadpool 2 came out and I saw this Cable, I feel like I'd be super invested. This Cable was so much fun, man. He was so much fun.
San Diego Comic-Con is going to be littered with Cable cosplays.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, Cable and a lot of Winter Soldier. I'm excited to see the Winter Soldiers and the Cables and the mechanical arm wrestling matches that hopefully take place.
And then somebody dressed up as Rocket trying to take their arms.
Oh my God, that would be so good. Just running around holding both their arms and chasing after them. Oh, that would be amazing. I'm
going to get that arm.
I'm going to get that arm. That was great.
And like you were saying before, the jokes, though kind of different than the first. I feel like the first Deadpool was more rated R in a lot of ways. Maybe that's just me.
I think we're just used to it. I think the first Deadpool was so out of left field.
Yeah.
Even though Deadpool, you still. It's got that Marvel logo at the front.
Yeah,
you feel like they're gonna hold back a little bit, and they didn't hold back shit.
They didn't for the first one.
Not for the first one, right?
Yeah.
So now by this one, we kind of know what to expect. So it's not that it wasn't as rated R, because there is some stuff in there that you're like, wow, I can't believe they said that. Or they did, the little legs.
The little
Oh my god, that was so great.
You're just toddler t-shirt knit, huh? Just
Yeah.
This toddler t-shirt and like, what is the movie though? I forgot to look it up because he does was it Cruel Intentions?
Something like that, yeah.
And then he says the line, I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Perfection.
Yeah, that was really great.
So good.
Let's see. So Cable.
Well, and like, let's not forget they still kept with that great theme of like, why are there not any other X-Men here? Da, 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 da. And you see, I don't know how. I want to ask how they did that. If they actually did have all the actors. From
when he walks past
First
the
Class,
door.
yeah, when he closes the door and he's just like.
I mean, it wasn't like B-roll. It was clearly shot. I'm
Yeah.
assuming for this, so it was either shot on a green screen on a separate day, or they shot it live. But it looked live. It didn't look like it was superimposed.
It looked great.
It looked great.
Oh my gosh! And what's her name? Yukio. What is her name? Her the girlfriend.
The girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a cute addition.
And like every time he's like, "Hey Yukio," and she's like, "Hey," like it's just like it's like.
I know that's
really
a real
cute
character, but I
didn't.
I don't know enough about her, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't know about that, but that was a cute addition, and
I liked Negasonic's new look. She looked really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool to see. You could tell that it's been a couple years. She's matured a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool. I liked seeing more of Cyclops, or not Cyclops. Excuse me.
Colossus, bro.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Nerd card.
I know.
Stolen.
Colossus. I was talking about Cyclops before.
Well,
I liked seeing more of him.
I liked seeing more of him and the relationship of him always trying to help Deadpool.
Always believing in him.
He's literally the one who took him when he is literally in pieces and put him back together, and he's like, you know, this is what best friends do. It might not be fun, you might not want it, but we do this because we're best friends. And it was just like this very sweet thing.
It's cute to see him believe in Deadpool. I will say, and I can't even say that it's a gripe because you could argue that it's character development or whatever. I fear that because Deadpool is so popular, Ryan Reynolds is so popular, and Ryan Reynolds is such a leading man. In the first one, Deadpool is clearly the anti-hero. He's got his villainous tendencies.
Yeah, and this one he's totally switched.
He was a little too much of a good guy.
That's my problem with this movie.
Yeah.
I understand that they were trying to twist it because of him losing her,
and also you want to sell toys.
You want to sell toys, but also the whole theme of it is that he wanted a family, so that's why it becomes a family movie. And like, how did you feel about the kid? Fire Fist or whatever.
Fire Fist.
They couldn't stop laughing at his name.
I think he was great. I like that they cast kind of a portly kid, and they didn't hide from that.
Yeah, I loved his issue with that. It was like, you see any overweight like superheroes? No.
Yeah, that was cool. I think performance-wise, great talented young actor. I think
Prison Wallet.
Prison Wallet's a great line. I think he did a great job. I felt like Deadpool's his loyalty to the kid seemed a little rushed. Like, he really was fighting for that kid, but at the same time, it wasn't so much that he was doing it for the kid. He was trying to follow the advice of Vanessa.
He also did try to push the kid away at first.
That's true.
He's like, I'm gonna get you killed. Like, just let me die in here.
Yeah. I guess
and then I think it wasn't even so much the Vanessa thing. I think it was the guilt that he left him there.
Yeah, which ties into, like, you know, the guilt he was feeling for her. So I get it. Yeah, no, I have no problems with him. You know, one thing I'm bummed about, whenever Juggernaut did appear, the first thing I thought was, at some point in time, he's gonna look and say, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch."
No, I don't want that.
Fuck you.
No, they already did that in the third movie.
That's why they do it. It's a joke. I knew it was gonna happen, and then it didn't. I was waiting for someone.
No, I didn't want that because they already ruined that joke in the third movie.
Or like for Deadpool to for Negasonic to be like, "Who the hell's that?" and Deadpool to look at her and be like, "It's the Juggernaut, bitch."
Yeah.
I was waiting.
I loved having Juggernaut in this movie.
I did too.
I loved the build up for it. I loved it. I loved the fact that the color didn't work because he's not a mutant. I loved it. I loved it. Like, he's not a mutant.
He is a mutant. His superpower is that his momentum can't be stopped.
Nope. It's from a stone.
It
He's not a mutant. Look it up. Juggernaut is not
I know better than to dispute your nerdisms, but I feel like...
Nope, look it up.
All right.
Juggernaut is not a mutant.
All right. Well, he's still the Juggernaut, bitch.
He is still the Juggernaut, bitch. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. But okay, that whole thing I loved. I loved.
It was a weird pairing seeing Fire Fist and Juggernaut randomly, but it made sense.
It made sense because of and it helped to show what led him to being a villain.
Juggernaut or Fire Fist?
Fire Fist. Because he had so much taken away from him, and then he had this huge badass, the one who said, "I'm going to be your friend." Versus Deadpool.
Oh yeah, he
had
nothing to be afraid of. He's unstoppable.
And then he just beat the. And seeing Colossus and Juggernaut go at it, incredible.
Big CGI fight coming.
Yeah, big CGI, and it still kept with the amazing, breaking the fourth wall and
plenty of that
meta stuff.
A lot of meta humor, which worked.
Yeah.
It worked. The jokes hit, man. They all hit.
Mm-hmm.
I kept waiting. Not that I was trying to be like a pessimist or anything, but I was fearful, I should say, that some of the jokes weren't going to land. They were going to feel forced, but it didn't. I truthfully cannot think of a single joke they threw out there or anything that felt like it was out of place and they all made me chuckle. They all worked. It all flowed really well. I do enjoy the script for this film more than the first one. I think the only reason I like the first one a little bit more is because we got more of a villainous Deadpool. It was the first time we saw him. You know what I mean? But if I were to have given Deadpool 1 a 10, I'd give 2 a 9. Like they're neck and neck.
Yeah, I would say the same exact thing if we're gonna do a voting system. Yeah, exactly. Well, we're actually running out of time because we are still at MomoCon. We're actually gonna hop on a live stream with Robot Underdog because we're about to do a panel where we're going to stream the episodes of Dragon Ball Z Light of Hope. And do a Q&A after.
Hang out with some of our friends in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go get in some trouble at this anime rave.
Super
We're going to show these fools how
it's
from
done.
California dance.
How it's done. Oh, it's going to be amazing. Well,
really
for the panel, if you guys who aren't at MomoCon still want to see it, it's actually going to be streamed live on MomoCon's Twitch stream on TV2. So MomoCon TV2, number 2.
On Twitch.
On Twitch,
right? Yeah.
On the Twitch.
So yeah, you can actually jump over there and you can hang out with us a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And on Robot Underdog's Twitch, here in about 30 half an hour.
Yeah.
We're gonna go do a live stream, and I think we're gonna walk the floor and kind of show you guys what's going on here at the con, so you can kind of.
Cool con.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's some really great cosplays. It's really
We're surrounded by our people.
Yeah, it's really great.
It's great. All right,
cool.
Thank you again, Tyler, for joining.
Oh my gosh,
GeekChic,
thank you for. I've been a fan for a very long time, so just to be here with you guys is an honor, and hopefully we'll get invited to another one. Yeah, jump over to Robot Underdog's live stream, and then from there, MomoCon TV2, and hang out with us the rest of the night.
Let's see, that would be 5:30 p.m. PT for the panel for you guys on MomoCon TV2. All right, guys, thank you again. We will see you on Tuesday for Ruse Day Tuesday. I've missed you guys, and we'll talk soon. Bye now.
See you guys.